What's up guys and welcome back to Maso Hendo Plays. Today we have a re-upload of one of the final two Let's Play series that I did on my original channel, Mason the Brock Henderson. If you want to watch me review TV shows and movies, you can check out that channel. But as we are getting to the end of the re-uploads, you can expect new uploads as soon as these two series are done. If you want updates on what type of games I'll be playing, or how to vote on the next series, or what my upload schedule will be, I'll be putting up a video that'll act as the intro for the channel, so go check that out. But with all that being said, let's get into the video.
One year has passed since the arrival of the new king.
Interesting. Little epilogue for us. I thought that was the epilogue. It's another Idols Day. On December 35th. What?
Hey, heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Montario Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress is none other than Lady Juna.
That's fitting.
What? The songstress?
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Louise, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic. Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researchers' findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Yeah, that bastard Ford.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace.
Oh, really? Hard to believe it's already been a full year. Only natural that there would still be unrest among the people.
Even the royal knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything. And now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Heisme Noctoul, no less. You believe that? The royal knights, led by a Ujif of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to His young majesty.
That's right, it is. It's all me. I did this.
Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation. It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
I believe he is.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
People are smiling more now, but smiles won't solve the multitude of problems we still face.
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him. You don't suppose?
Oh god, they saw me.
Ah, can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Suppose you're right.
How would they not realize that it's me? There aren't many Elda, if any Elda left.
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
Look at Hulkenberg's new outfit.
After all the trouble you took to flee politics.
Heisman's got a little hat.
And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load. There we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, all this decoration doesn't suit me. How would Louise and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her inspection.
Oh, look at her with her cute little witch's hat.
Now.
Wait, I'm coming with you. Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
Look at me looking all royal and stuff.
And then, well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up sanctists. But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other sanctists what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Santifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own struggles, I expect.
Its authority weakens, power falls to the hands of those who have never wielded it. We must ensure it does not corrupt and give rise to new conflict.
Not like it excuses all of them, or makes me want to go up and shake a sanctor's hand, but you really put some perspective on it.
You'll come to understand them. It was good talking to you.
I believe you'll come to understand them.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good, honest work? I'll get you squared, eh?
Oh, I appreciate that, but I think I'm going to be pretty busy doing other things. Glad to see more optimism in the world. Still, it will take more than that to effect true change.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts?
That's pretty nice.
If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
That's too bad. I'll wait until she comes back.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be. Either way, let's keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the Lady Captain of the Royal Guard...
I somehow get the feeling she's about to burst in right now.
Oh, there you are. I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud.
Phew. So you were here.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, Your Majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juna would be back from her expedition today.
I suppose I have no choice. I'll go back soon.
I have a few stops left in the city, though.
You do know I practically sprinted out the gates to find you. 'Tis settled. I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Point taken.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scoundrel, surely. Right, Your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, Your Majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
All right.
Maria, where are you?
Let's go.
This reminds me of the first time Maria went missing. Seems so long ago now. She might be praying in the Grand Cathedral just like back then. Before heading to the Grand Cathedral, why not go talk to everyone else first? They're all in the royal capital to prepare for the new year, so let's find them.
Hey?
Interesting. I thought last time would be the last time speaking with everybody, but apparently not.
Come now.
When you finish your business outside the palace, please promise me you'll return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. You take this as my pressuring you not to venture out. That's not it at all. Only that as captain of the Royal Guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. You needn't be so serious, Alkenberg. Lighten up, maybe. You mean to say that I am too fussy? Well, 'tis only proper for the captain of the Royal Guard. To be over-familiar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank-and-file guard.
Of course.
That said, not a day goes by that I don't reflect on our travels now and only a year past. I owe regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but a wanderer searching in vain for the prince, and it was through you that I learned he yet lived, and in the end it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And so?
I never tire of the faces the younger gods make when I tell them of the time you acted as witness to my duel. Ah, Rodanth. Brings back memories. That sure brings back memories. Not only of my duel with Rodanth, but of the journey we undertook. You were the reason I could endure the fight to the end. I am pleased to say that the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Rodanth's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for those in power, but for the people, and as the champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect you, our king.
Well...
You do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace as you do, though I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. They know they protect not just a king, but a ruler who stands beside his people and hears their voices in clarion truth. I will protect you with my life, as I have always endeavored to do, your majesty. Only let me stay by your side to do so.
What do you want to do?
Still the people we can talk to? Well, we'll talk to everybody before we talk to Maria. Hey, Alonso. I think this is where we first saw you, actually.
Pleasure to see you.
Why, hello, your majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've become quite apt at sneaking away from your palatial duties. Under constant fire from knaves of all trades, con artists, and critics alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous, no? I hadn't noticed. It's been tough going.
But...
Yes, it's been tough, but I'm glad we managed so far. Quite right. Your critics are loud and open with their bobs, but plenty more put their faith in you. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course. All in a day's work for the royal adjutant of the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made, I should hope.
Hey.
I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. That I'm doing my damnedest to use my talents for good, as I always should have. Sure she would. I'm proud to see it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yes.
I hope so. I was such a problem child. I'd like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy.
Now that you mention it...
That reminds me, do you remember Dataram, my hometown's landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He's since confessed his crimes and is awaiting trial. You were the one who awakened his conscience. It makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it.
Thank you.
I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you, and I am proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule the day will come that even we Nydia can walk about freely in our true forms. Ha! You're curious what I look like in my true form. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, shall we? Damn it, I wanted to see it. Oh hey, look at you two! Basilia, I was wondering when we were gonna get to see your look. Badass.
Yo!
Hey, out inspecting again? Seems a right pain to me, but I appreciate you going to all the effort. Making your rounds, Basilio? All's well, I take it? Making your rounds, Basilio?
Hey!
Yeah, Captain of the Tradian Brigade, reporting in, and I'm pleased to report there's nothing to report, Your Majesty, so I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful in it. Still not used to calling myself a captain besides. We've even taken in some survivors from Luis's troops, you know. Don't you worry, I've got two eyes on them even when I ain't looking.
But...
Way I see it, they weren't the ones trying to make the world worse. Just gotta show them how power's supposed to be used, yeah? We owe it to you there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer turn into a life of crime to make ends meet. If Del could see Grand Trad today, his eyes would bug out. Not just Del, a lot of the guys who didn't make it. Binka, I wish they could have seen. I only wish they could have seen it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. But as long as we keep them in our memory, it's as close to saving them as we can get, Binka included. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears, so I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them what didn't to protect it. Maybe I got nothing to report today, but it's not like bad people just stop being bad because you're the king now.
Thank you.
You've been through a lot though. Thanks for not giving up on us, or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me at it. I'll solve it quick like. It's funny how my two favorite characters are right here.
Oh.
Well, I see our king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Hulkenberg was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who comes or goes. I'm on break myself.
Just
Only try not to frustrate your royal guards over much. They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. Bah, who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? A UG outcast, once a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, made knight commander? There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually.
Times are changing. An outcast became king, too. They needn't look further than the outcast who became their king.
true.
Indeed, you face no shortage of persecution. Look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different, spread across all the tribes. I've realized over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not a country make.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people as a symbol and representative. That the king and those around him are of mixed tribes, it has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in the rural villages.
You mean your hometown? How is Tadari?
Now that you mention it.
And just how is Tadari these days?
yes.
He seems as busy as he can handle, now that they've resumed trade with the other villages. Your coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken, and that even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself soon enough. And someday, I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history books.
We shall.
We've a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge the path toward it, Your Majesty.
Yeah, we
Alright then.
will. Over here we got Juno with the cat? What are you doing here, cat?
Wait a sec.
Isn't that the cat from Academia? If that place was made of magic, how is it here in real life? Say nothing of how he could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? Who knows? I think he's just cute.
That's a good kitty.
And yet he never stopped looking cute. It doesn't bother you at all? You sure are something else. If memory serves, the last king did build himself a study in the Mage Academy. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? I wonder what His Majesty, what more felt when he put this little guy in Academia. Cat tends to himself quietly, utterly impartial to us. Well, I guess we kind of spoiled that. I'm assuming Juno was about to tell us that she found this cat while she was over at the Mage Academy.
My king.
Oh, there you are, Maso Hendo. Heard you in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I have so much to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear your diary for me soon. Inspection? Bring any souvenirs?
In that case.
Did you bring me back any souvenirs?
Gosh.
Let's just focus on the report. Don't worry, I'll give you the gist. Firstly,
Well,
the Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing, and we're already processing admissions. I must say, I'm still surprised you appointed me, of all people, to be the Academy's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a songstress. And shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academy of all places. During the reconstruction, they stumbled on this little guy in some kind of observatory supposedly used by the king long ago. Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone in that cold, could he?
so
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academy. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping the cat. Feels like fate, you know.
speaking of which,
And speaking of fate, on my way back I met up with Myrtis. She's well, I trust?
Now we're talking.
She's been keeping well, I hope.
yeah.
More than well. Her throat has been fine, and she's a fairly prominent singer about town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights. Her and music and me coming face to face with magic again.
Hey.
Surely you remember, music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others, and when they make hearts swell, why, there's no end to the magic. So you just watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. All will have equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. That's what my sister would have wanted, and if it makes the world a better place, why isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Rena taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts.
Right now.
Pop over here. Look at the Gauntlet Runner still kicking.
Norris, you did a good job. Ho ho ho! What brings His Royal Majesty here? Come to feel the wind on your face too, have you? I know how it is. I've the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau. Let's see. Sekib? That doesn't really roll off the tongue. I can research as I please now, but something's missing. So I threw off that stuffy old uniform and came to gaze upon the runner. And the way I do. Take your job seriously, please. I know how you feel. I wanted to see you in your uniform, damn it.
Wait.
Norris, maybe if you took your job a little more seriously?
Just a moment.
I am. The research part, at least. But you must feel it too, eh? The sudden urge to take the runner to the sky and leave all your cares on the ground below. Not that I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given to man who used to skulk about, modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver fresh fish straight from the Oceania to your palatial plates. It will change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit, stuck at the beginning, on the development.
Indeed.
And it's times like this I need stimulation of the mind. You have anything that might do the trick? I don't? Do I smell another relic hunt?
That's...
Are you gonna send me on another relic hunt? Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you'd pop back in with one, I remember how I could hardly contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relics themselves were better off left untouched, they've become the guiding principles of my research, you know.
That's...
Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on future generations is no engineer at all.
However...
Still, it's no small feat to design with a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even I struggle with it, and I'm a bloody genius. I knew it. What I need is stimulation, Your Majesty. You know, like the soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. You'll let me know if you ever want to go out for a spin, won't you? Our dear old girl, sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff. You're still gonna have to explain to me how you flew headfirst into Luis's Gauntlet Runner and then still managed to pull out and go catch everybody on the way to the ground. That's just insane. Also, isn't this dude the guy we fought? Saba?
Yeah, moron! Can't you see I'm busy? Oh, it's you, Your Majesty. Remember me, do ya?
Of course.
Well, seems your reputation of remembering even the faces of those in lower ranks is true. Indeed, I am Saber, former maintenance chief of Luis's Gauntlet Runner. I was just examining Your Majesty's Gauntlet Runner as part of my research duties. I recall how astonished I was to see her take to the sky the first time. I wanted to go back to my engineer roots, but then Luis started showing his true colors and the courageous went down. I've got to say, Your Majesty, you're too soft. We used to be enemies, but you recommended us for the brigade and gave us work anyway. Pretty genius making old Basilio the captain too. Luis's old crew have fallen in line like wooden soldiers, though I'm not sure that kind of leniency forges nations. So off with you, huh? Can't imagine you can afford to waste time on old relics like me. But be well, Your Majesty.
Thank you. Alright, moment of truth. We have to talk to the most important character. The one who never believed in us until the end. Restless woman.
And Elder, wait, aren't you His Majesty the King? Why would you be in a place like this?
Nope, wrong Elda. I can't be here?
Oh, come on.
Obviously not. You mock me, Your Majesty.
I thought we'd see less of that kind of stuff, but I guess we couldn't expect prejudice against the Elder to disappear overnight. I can't believe you still don't believe in me. What the hell? What are you doing here? Ah, is that Your Majesty? What fortune to bump into you at the end of the year like this? If there is anything my humble personage may be able to do for you, Your Radiance, I am at your service. Say but one glorious word, and I shall most happily...
Honestly.
Okay, laying it on a little thick, aren't we? It's that forked tongue that got you in trouble last time. You hear me? One wrong move and I'm turning you over to Basilio. You've got to turn your life around.
Of course. I'm kind of curious. How many other important characters are around outside of our party members? Because I've already committed. This is going to be well over a video. Probably going to be like 2, bordering on 3. Loveless.
Hey.
What's the word, Your Majesty? Just one question, if I may. When are you going to lower the booze prices in this country? Haha. I'm old and cold in ya. Haven't felt much like drinking till I black out so often anymore. After I entered the tournament, I really went through some stuff. I was acting a fool on the world stage, and to you too.
Yeah.
I'm grateful, you know.
Can't speak for the rest of the country, but you done right by us Parapus. We got it better than we ever did. Some chuckleheads out there still try to take their aggression out on us. They're just fitting, probably. I'm sure you'll do something soon enough. Cabio, another one of Luis's guards.
Traveling with Lady Juna sure was fun. Blah! Your Majesty, what business do you have with a former helmsman like me?
You were a helmsman? What about Juna now?
I had the honor of attending to her during an expedition. Actually, I think she's on her way to the palace in order to meet you. You didn't hear from Chief Magnus. Lady Juna was off inspecting the Mage Academy. I was the flight's helmsman. It knocked me on my ass when Lady Juna left Luis's company, you know? I left right after she did. Anyway, still undecided about you being king and all that, but I do appreciate you taking me in, so I'm gonna work to repay the favor.
You've got this under control, yeah?
On that note, about time I get back to work. Oh, and don't tell the chief I was shooting the breeze here, eh, Your Majesty?
No promises. Alright, time to talk to Brigida.
The king himself out browsing the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family.
You're embarrassing, Mary. Any recommendations? Anything you'd recommend?
One igniter in particular, in fact, though I'm afraid we're all sold out of it at the moment. The igniter I made at the children's request, the one that lights up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children.
Say.
I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the Igniter Consortium. I can't help but think that if I had been in that position sooner than the church's violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented.
It wasn't your fault. Let's focus on the present.
Fine.
There's nothing you could have done at the time, Brigida.
I know that. I only rose to this position once you became king and shed light on what lurked in the shadows of this country. Though you can't take full credit, as it were, I was nominated for my new position by my colleagues. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be naive to think all weapons can ever disappear from this world.
Yet.
It's all the more reason I hope that the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can, with all that I am, just as you do.
Speaking of...
Ah yes, do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. But there she was, sitting beside them. Yes!
Okay. Whew. Because I was about to be really pissed. I want to see this dog again. So if you could, like, bring her over, I want to see her again. But I'm glad she's at least alive.
Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you.
I want to. I'm so glad she's fine. I'm gonna go check the alleyway again, see if I can find any more important people. Oh, look who it is.
Oh, very nice.
Got stinking Julie in here.
Well.
Oh, Your Majesty, running around Sunshade Row at this time of year, you must have some very particular tastes. Perhaps you've heard, this unrest across the land as oppressed are rising up in revolt against their oppressors.
Yes.
Or perhaps that news hadn't reached your walled garden here in Grand Trad. History books may not be kind to this era. You mean me, right? Shouldn't they rise up? Goodness! If I didn't know any better, I'd say you just endorsed rebellion. Don't you realize how your dangerous ideology has become the spark of new threats? The dim-witted of the world only fan the flames with their anxiety. Be it people or monsters, to be dissatisfied is in our nature.
Well, good to see you haven't changed at all, you asshole. Oh, hey. It's Rudolph.
Yes, hello.
To think that you, of all people, would end up becoming the king. I never expected it, but I will tell you one thing. Wax poetic about your ideals all you want. When it comes to protecting the country, only power will suffice. The people don't all approve of a dreamer king.
I won't let you down. Who are you? I kicked your ass. You should know my power at this point. I kind of just...
How dare you!
What? You don't even remember my face? Bloody hell, this is why you... Never mind, I'll spare you for today. I've watched silently for a year. I still don't accept you as my king. You're all ideals and no power. Same as the king before you.
Right. So about that, you might remember that Luis was all about power. And who beat him? That's right. It was me. Asshole. Batlin, how you doing?
Oh.
Well, hello there, Your Majesty. As laid back as ever, I see. I myself has been crying like a baby, for I find my position as chairman of Parliament quite an unfamiliar one. Still, I've considered these open to all parliamentary meetings. Compiling all those opinions is indeed hard work, but work well worth doing.
This fellow.
It won't be easy for those who are at the church's beck and call to change, but I think they've been starting to see what they've turned a blind eye to. At least a bit, no? A person who speaks the real truth to the public without yielding to authority. That's what my father and I wish for. A true and proper town crier. This country's turned over a new leaf. There are still many problems to work out. Seems the rural regions are still suffering from human havoc.
I'm counting on you.
All I'm saying is we're a long way from utopia, but still the first step is as important as the last. We're taking big ones. Excellent. Good to hear. Yufa, how you doing? So you're hanging out here as you always do.
Greetings.
Working hard as ever, Maso Hendo. What are you going about the town and listening to what the people have to say? Myself, I've just come from the Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievances and disputes as Chief Magistrate.
Our court has the time for that? Shouldn't you delegate that?
Well,
our court is taking on common grievances?
Yes, of course.
In the past, we were busy with cases of violence and theft, but those have decreased remarkably.
In truth.
As you're undoubtedly aware, in the past many citizens were sentenced to hang without so much as a trial.
Alas.
I'm pleased to report things are different now. Anyone, regardless of race or status, can tell their side of the story in court and be judged equally and fairly. It just goes to show anything is possible, even for a priestess to become a chief magistrate. And my brother is making great strides as village chief. He rather hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think.
The reason is...
As I said, no one knows what the future holds. It's all the more reason I try to guide people to good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime, and so I practice what I preach.
Now that you mention it...
The other day I went to visit Ovi's church to inquire with those who are sick there about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them.
How is Ovi? They let you in? Was Ovi doing well?
Very well.
Yes, we practiced dancing together, and then we showed her mother. All of them are ready to ease into working again. Hearing them made me reflect on all the people who still need our help. Until now, the only hope those people had was God.
I do believe...
I want to fight for them to have options under laws and systems that they can rely on in addition to higher power. A country where all the tribes with all their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need.
Because...
You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you'll allow me to keep walking alongside you in this.
Of course. I see you, Denny. How you doing?
Hey.
Hello there, Your Majesty. It's great to see that you're doing as well as ever. I've just left a meeting with the provincial lords. I also preach the Mastari teachings in various areas when the opportunity arises. Many still push back against such teachings, but that's perfectly fine. A country is well served by different perspectives. Many of the villagers have come around to this too, you know. I think that's because you all face such danger on our behalf. Still, it won't be easy to change the entirety of Ukrainia. Its history is embedded deep in its roots. The country is larger, and some people will need all the power you have. The true test of your values has only just begun. And I'm ready for it. Hendo.
All right.
Ha! Are you surveying the city incognito, Your Majesty? Your escorts will be at Goss. Not that I think anyone is truly capable of harming you. As you are aware, faith in the Sanctus Church plummeted after our misdeeds were exposed. I admit we were arrogant and unjust, wicked in custom, but people have found salvation through the Church as well. I intend to restore the Sanctus Church to its true purpose, to offer salvation to those in need. As Sanctiarch, and as someone who was saved by the Sanctus faith myself, that is all I can do to return the favor.
May God keep you, Jack.
That's awesome. Godot turned out to be one of the surprise packages as far as turning it around in the end. Alright, one more area with people to talk to. My throat is killing me, but we continue. Here's Goddard.
Right.
Well, if it isn't Your Majesty, it's been a year since you've ascended the throne, and a quick one at that. It feels like the strife with Luis was but a bad dream. Had you asked me then, I would have been wringing my hands about one so young leading the kingdom, but now, I'm embarrassed to have thought it.
Oh?
You had a keen eye to recognize the danger Luis posed, and are braver yet still to afford him. You had a kingly caliber I never truly possessed. Still, a single year is but a drop in the proverbial bucket. Stay vigilant, King.
That's nice. I never thought he was going to accept me as king, but he did. Look who it is, Mr. Barden.
That's something.
What an unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No guards with you today. Ha, don't worry. I'm no tattletale. I myself just left the meeting going over how the provincial governments are doing. We convene for the new year. You must be busy these days. How are things in Martira?
So,
How are things in Martira? Oh, it's just as lively as it used to be, and we owe it all to you, your majesty. That dodgy mess you cleaned up for us feels like ancient history now. And I'm pleased to report, as head of the provincial lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns as employment's up, and overall welfare too. Each town has specialties and wisdoms to offer, and when we combine our heads, there's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be a part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I'm happy to share my failings so others don't repeat my mistakes. That brings me back. Things are alright now? Are things alright now?
But of course.
Indeed they are. The townspeople play an active role in policy and administration, and I'm not bearing that weight alone. Of course, some lords are like I once was, and would rather manage things at their sole discretion than leave things to the people. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious, what with all the proceedings and disputes.
Then again.
Still, changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble.
Brilliant.
And choosing a king of our own will was all the inspiration we needed for change.
Lovely, that.
Hell yeah. Proud of you, Barton. What are you doing here? Your Majesty, it's already been a year since you've ascended to the throne, and 1 year since I lost my bid for it. Thinking back, I've no regrets. I'd not have been able to defeat Luis in the end as you did. Well, that's candid of you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected, really, but I believe in your power, your Majesty. Though I'll not acquiesce on all fronts, you know. You needn't look further than your 6 partisans, your merry little band. I can appreciate your faith in your inner circle, but to award them all your key posts, why, one might suspect you of collusion. A country requires views from all walks of life, or put another way, why not appoint me your Prime Minister? With my guidance, Ukrainia would become a land of true beauty. Just when you think he's about to make a decent point, he plays his own angle. Don't let your guard down around that guy. I just love the fact he's like, you need people from all walks of life. As if all of my party members did not come from all walks of life. Salva?
Well, if it isn't His Majesty, the Captain of the Royal Guard was looking for you. And as a former Guard Captain of the Caradrias, perhaps I should report your whereabouts.
I can't deny that. Why are you here?
Just giving you a hard time. It can be hard to shake old habits, despite the fact that I'm Captain Salva of the State Army now. I parted ways with Luis shortly before his runner made for the Skyborn Palace. When I saw the horror that Zorba had become, I knew the world he wanted was no world of mine. I thought I'd found my place within Luis's private forces after being disgusted by the shameless corruption of the Royal Army, but his true intentions were worse than I could imagine. It was the general who pulled me back in. He said my experience leading a force of mixed tribes would be valuable. I'd only taken a job in hopes of atoning, so it's a strange twist to serve with the pride in the State Army I once so detested. Still, I wonder why he bothered with us.
Hey, Katharina. How you doing?
Hi there.
Oh, well, if I ain't the big man himself. Good timing, mate. I just got back into town myself.
Long time no see. Where'd you go? Long time no see, Katharina.
Oh.
Ain't it been? I've been out traveling since I took the reins on the Seekers Recon team. Hard to believe it's been half a year. And crazy doesn't even begin to describe what's beyond the sea. The sights, the magic, everything's so fantastic I'm already itching to get back out there. Well, I'm not especially keen on dodging the bloody cannonballs when my ship gets too close. Lots of tension out there, but what country isn't a little tense? Everything from the customs to the way they think is so different, my head spins. Makes all the tribal bickering seem right dull if I can speak my mind. But this country's changing for the better. I'm glad I turned over the throne to you.
You turned it over? Appreciate it.
Hold on.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, come on, I'm just roasting you. After we knocked heads, I knew I could trust you with making the lives of us Parapets better than they was. All my cohort have found jobs and some of them have even picked up new skills from being out at sea so long.
See you soon, I hope.
But don't you worry your kingly head. I'll have it all whipped up in a report for you. Do something proper kingish with it, yeah?
It's interesting to hear about worlds outside of our own. Stroll, look at you, man. You look like a badass.
Hey.
Ah, skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say Hulkenberg is on the hunt. The classic game of cat and mouse, though who is which I dare not say. It's been a year since you ascended the throne. It's like you've hardly changed. I could say the same of you. Should I be more pretentious? You haven't changed much either, Stroll. That's Lord or General Stroll, Your Majesty. I'll never get used to such titles. I really should take a page from Juna's book. She has a gift for delegating, like she was born to do so. Not that I can talk. I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself.
Even so.
You know, I see now that even those at the top have their struggles, a little too clearly. A general's duty feels overwhelming at times. But there are lives hanging in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make, and I do find satisfaction in protecting those lives.
Hey.
Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center? I, a fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you, a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead. My people were little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly couldn't have saved the Harlians.
Thank you.
I owe seeing the joy in their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but again, thank you. Give yourself some credit. This got serious, huh?
That's...
You need to give yourself some credit, Stroll.
No.
I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you.
Hey.
You've a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way, and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always, it's my role as warrior to be the vanguard.
That's why.
Our titles may have changed, but I'd like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me, now and always.
Say there.
Absolutely, Stroll. Alright, well that's all of my followers talked to. Let's see if there's any more important characters. Oh, look at this. Gruidae, I think?
Huh?
Lady Gruidae? It's been quite some time, hasn't it, Maso Hendo? You've matured a great deal in the short years since I last saw you. Rumors of your rule have reached even the Sanctum. Some are kinder than others. Taking the reins of a runaway country must have its share of difficulties. Your face tells me as much. The frail child who could do little more than lie on the brink of death has come so far. Goodness, tears come so easily with old age.
I'm grateful for you. I'm surprised you're here.
I did nothing. You're the one who achieved everything.
But...
I'm surprised to see you in Grand Trad, Lady Gruidae. It's a curious thing. I received a rather forceful invitation here, you see, from one of your friends, the girl named Juna. Goodness knows how many times she's already come to visit the Sanctum, seeking instruction on magic. Some of the villagers are rather smitten with her. She declared that if I wouldn't feel welcome coming to Grand Trad, she would have a highway built directly between the capital and the Sanctum. Oh, Juna! She probably would. So there you have it. Now then, Maso Hendo, or rather, King Maso Hendo. The 1,000-year seclusion of the Elder Tribe may soon come to an end under your guidance. And yet the journey ahead of you will be hard. The dreams you hope to achieve would feel just out of reach. So do stop by and show your face around our forest sometime. Your mother cannot do so herself. I can whip up some of her favorite dishes in her spirit.
It's interesting to see her here. I was not expecting that. Oh, I think this is the 5th knight we've spoken to? Because I'm pretty sure, actually there might have been only 4 of them. But Xanth.
What? You're the bastard, eh? Well, it's been a while anyway.
Bastard, was it? Who are you again?
I apologize for my impertinence, Your Grace. I was once known as Sergeant Xanth, though I suppose that title carries little weight nowadays. After losing to you, my own men turned on me and threw me into the Oceanian Sea. Awful as all that was, looking back, those events saved my life. I've heard that all those who went with Luis to the Royal Palace in the sky never returned.
I'm left with no choice.
A world where power is everything. I suppose that would be hell after all. Never thought you would ever inspire me to realize anything, yet here we are. Now I'm spending my days doing charity work as a member of the brigade under Chief Magnus, but I'll never give up on making my way up in the world on my own merits. Matter of fact, I was invited to participate in the Colosseum's games in Briarhaven. While working with the brigade, I helped a nobleman who put in a recommendation for me.
Huh.
It's a brave new world, isn't it? Give me a year, and I'll make sure people know the name Xanth as a fighter that electrifies the audience.
Young man.
Okay, whatever you say. But I think that's it. Kind of surprised. I half expected to see... I don't remember the name of the Ujif girl. That was one of the candidates. She might be around here somewhere. But yeah, I don't see her anywhere. Actually, let me...
All right, then.
I'm gonna check by the Gauntlet
Let's head
Runner.
there right away.
Feels like where she would be.
This is the best.
How did I miss you? Probably because you're so small.
Hiya, boss. Oh, dang, I suppose I shouldn't be speaking to you so casually, huh? Then again, we were rivals, weren't we? And Caden Workshop's the official workplace of the Palace Engineers now. Not that it's here or there. Besides, I am glad you got the crown. Still lots of humans out there that you'll have to deal with, and you need a Gauntlet Runner to get to them. Caden Workshop thanks you for your patronage.
I can't think of any other candidates that could possibly be around. Alright, with all that being done, let's head on in.
I think we've heard all we can from people. Should we head to where Maria is?
Let's go see her.
That reminds me.
Being here sure brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament for the throne? She was crying back then, though.
Yeah, she was. She's happy now.
But
things are different now, though.
You can say that again. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideals are really come to fruition now. I can feel it. That reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying around now? Is that the one you've been working on yourself? I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're going to make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going?
Time to ride my sword in. There she is.
Oh, hello there.
Hi.
Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Is our country any better now? Am I keeping my promise?
am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes. You beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
It's a joy to see kids like her smile. The future changes slowly, and the burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another.
Hell yeah.
Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
A place where I ought to be. A side of myself I ought to show. The path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
I'm counting on you. You make a trusty advisor.
Yes, I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
How did you hear all that?
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there? Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
But Hayasme, that's the only way to do things, all together, right?
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Would have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right. The capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit? Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Calm down, Hulkenberg, it's fine.
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day, but we're in this together. We believe in you.
Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
Indeed.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Right?
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
It's interesting though, because again, those final trials seem to be optional, and yet we're talking about it again. So it's very interesting that they seemingly put in this main story dialogue for it.
Right.
I resolve to believe in my ideals no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, the king's beliefs can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
Look at us.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
This epilogue has taken quite a while. Oh, goodness.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
I won't force you to come. There's more I have to see.
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I don't care to be kingly. I just want to do what I can.
I want to do what I can for the people. If that's not kingly, then the crown's just slowing me down.
Come on, this is no time for jokes.
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Did you just read my mind?
Right.
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized, so I'll press onward. That's the best I can do.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the ballet court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Of course they're all hanging out there.
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
Are you sure? I'm glad, but...
Are you sure about this?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
Exactly. My friends and allies believe as I do. Their support is the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year, 'tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
Good point.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Thank you. Then let's go.
Right then, let's go.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Oh, of course. I did what I could.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind. Oh.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow!
Oh, yeah.
Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
You always have to end with our friends coming together one final time. And that was Metaphor ReFantazio. What a phenomenal game. I'm left with that same feeling I always get after I finish most of the Atlas games that I've played. Pretty much every Atlas game I played. Just a feeling of, I'm sad because I didn't want it to end. And it really is ironic, you know, that a lot of the point of this story at the end is about how fantasy is strong, and it's very true. This story was very powerful, and it drew me into it. I love these characters so much. But while the credits roll, I will talk about some of my thoughts. So first of all, we will discuss the music as this glorious credits music plays. Yeah, the music in this game is phenomenal, no surprises. What's interesting to me is it almost felt similar to like Final Fantasy music to me, like some of the classic Final Fantasy games. I will say the one guy that's, I don't know exactly what he's doing in the background of a lot of these songs. At first it was kind of goofy, but the more I listened to it, the more it actually got me kind of fired up. I don't know why, but focusing on the art style, the animation, all of it was phenomenal. No surprises there. Atlas tends to have very amazing looking games. And there's just something about this, it's so unique in its design. I'm going to look at this and know this is Metaphor. Like, I know what it is. The animated scenes were well done. The 3D animated scenes too. Very just pretty to look at. And the character designs are, as always, phenomenal. Each of these characters are just so interesting and stand out. On the characters, obviously I've waxed lyrical about all of the amazing characters in my party, and I've already discussed who my favorites were. Basilio, Heisme, but I mean, Stroll was awesome, Hulkenberg was amazing, Juna was amazing, Yufa was so sweet, Gallica as well. Just everybody was so amazing, and I'm gonna miss all of these characters now that I'm done with this game. Something else though on the characters that I wasn't sure where to talk about it, because it's something that I just sort of noticed as I was playing. I think having the main character actually speak, not even just speak whenever you choose a dialogue option, but he actually has his own lines throughout the game. I feel like that was a very good choice, because not only did it kind of fit within this idea that you could almost look at the dialogue choices as we, the player, are choosing it for him because we're sort of guiding him along on this mission, but it also just really worked in that it gave him a lot more personality. It's why I think when you look at the Persona games, Joker is the most interesting protagonist for me, and a lot of that is down to actually has some voiced lines. You know, he has an interesting personality. 3 and 4, they're fine, but I always kind of feel like the personality is sometimes overlooked, which isn't bad because it does make the other characters around them seem a lot more interesting, and they are. But I do like the fact that the main character here, he has his own voice lines, he has his own personality, he has his own story that really plays into the main story as well. This idea that he's actually the prince that's been split apart and he's actually the soul of the prince. It's very interesting. So I thought this was a very good choice for him. And I do kind of wonder if maybe we'll see that in more Atlas games going forward. Like I said, I've only really played the Persona series, so maybe this is more common in some of the other Atlas games that I've not played. But as the voice actors are popping up here, the voice acting in this game was phenomenal. Everybody nailed their parts. There was nobody that was out of place. There was nobody that sounded weird. Everybody was perfectly cast. As far as the gameplay, I think the gameplay was really fun. I'm obviously partial to turn-based style games, so if that's not for you, obviously that would not be something you would enjoy. But I think the turn-based really worked. It's my first time playing, because apparently this is similar to how Shin Megami Tensei can function. But it was a very interesting setup, this whole turn icon system, and hitting the weakness or critical only takes half of it. All the things you can put on equipment wise or abilities you can get that can actually help you get more turn icons. And I think the archetypes as well. I like the idea that everybody can use every type of archetype, because it adds so much to it, because now you're trying to maybe utilize abilities from other archetypes onto the one that they are predominantly using, because obviously some are going to be better. Like, you're not going to want to put Juna or Yufa on the warrior, of course, because their strength is not going to be that high. But I think it's kind of cool that you do have that option if you want to. and the inherited skills just adds a whole other level to it, I suppose. There's just so much about it that was very in-depth and very cool to figure out. By the end, did I have it down well? I don't really know. Anybody who's watching can tell me whether I was doing a good job or not, or whether I kind of cheesed that one move. Because the thing is, like, yes, it's a super powerful move, but also it uses up 4 of your turns. So I hope I didn't cheese too much at the end. I hope I was actually utilizing the turn system pretty well. Because I do think there are some moves, like Bastilio's move was really broken. Because it essentially just becomes like a free weakness hit whenever you're able to attack with it. I will say, I found out very quickly that final battle was definitely a 2-party thing where you probably fight off Luis with 1 party in the first battle and then fight off the second battle with the other 3 in your party. I'll continue the rest of my thoughts after whatever's about to come. Look, it's me, the great
Dear
secret
guest,
Mason.
From a world I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you with all my heart. I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does more. This fictional story was amazing.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
Was that the Caradrius? I just realized what that could be.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
Hell yeah. Fantasy lives on. I like the fact too that I don't think they're saying this will be there will be a sequel, but I like the possibility that there could be. Coronation of the King. Brought about true peace. By saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as is to the new game. Currently owned items, money, madge, royal virtues, scanned enemies, memorandum, archetype statuses, and total playtime. Hell yeah. Save it on 13. Why? Because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. But yeah, so finishing up my thoughts on the gameplay, I think I had it figured out by the end, and it was a lot of fun. I had a really good time with it, all the different ways that you can utilize the different archetypes. But the final thing is, of course, the story, and needless to say, the story was really, really well done. I mean, it took a lot of twists and turns that I was not expecting. When you think about the whole tournament for the throne, I had it in my mind how the game was going to play out in that regard, and by the time we got to Altaberry, the whole script flipped. They kind of just got rid of the tournament for the throne, and it just became a battle with Luis. But honestly, I mean, I didn't see a lot of it coming. Like, Rella, I think, was the only thing that I predicted before we even got a hint of what happened, and that was just down to process of elimination. Who all was left that could possibly be of about the right age and a powerful mage. But of course, I didn't predict why she did it. I think I may have predicted that the one guy in Martyra that tried to feed us to the sandworm, I think I predicted that that was his plan the whole time and he was actually involved. I don't know if I predicted that the Sanctoress was going to be the one doing it, though. The whole of Altaberry just totally caught me off guard. You know, between us killing Luis, and then him coming back from the dead, killing Forden, and then Fidelio dies, and then we find out about Rella, and then she sort of takes over for the Sanctus Church. Then she sacrifices herself. Like, there's just so much that happened there that just blew my mind. And by the end of it, I mean, it's a good story with a good message. Striving for that fantasy, trying to push past the anxiety of not being able to achieve it, that's what gives you strength. It takes a lot of strength, and it gives you strength. And I think having Luis be somebody who did strive for similar ideals to us, but didn't believe in the possibility of people, I guess the strength of people. You know, he sought a world of inequality where everybody was just in it for themselves. We saw a world of inequality where everybody fights for each other and we all work together. So it was very interesting to have those two dichotomies. And while I was a little bit surprised that the Sanctus Church was not more of a villain for us to go up against, because in the end, I mean, we fought Godot once, I think, and then we fought Rella, but she wasn't really fighting us. We were more so fighting the dragon. Luis is the one that took down Forden. He's the one that sort of put the whole Sanctus Church into turmoil. We were more so going up against him for most of the game. So it was very well set up, I think. But yeah, I had a phenomenal time with this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I don't know how many videos this final segment's going to be. I probably should have stopped after meeting with Moore, after the battle with Moore in Academia. I just didn't know how much time was going to be left, because I assumed we were just going to go back and have one final showdown where we whipped out our god power against Luis. I did not expect it to be 2 more battles, and then so much of an epilogue. So there's definitely going to be several videos, maybe 3. I do apologize for that. I try not to split my videos up anymore, and I will also say this will be one of the last Let's Play videos on this channel, Mason the Brock Henderson, and will be one of the last re-uploaded videos on the new channel, Maso Hendo Plays, because I do plan, once I finish up this and 100 Line, I do plan to stop doing the Let's Plays on this channel. So for now, you'll be getting 100 Line both Tuesday and Thursday during the weeks until I'm done with that series. And if you're watching this on Maso Hendo Plays in the, I don't know how far future, just know that we're almost done with the re-uploads and we will get on to new series very soon. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Really helps me out, lets me know that you guys enjoyed this series as a whole, as well as leave a comment down below any future games you want to see me play on the Let's Play channel. Let me know. I'll try to incorporate that. Also, let me know what your experiences were with this game, because I assume this game touched a lot of people in a lot of different ways. But also, please check out my original channel, Mason the Brock Henderson, where I will continue to do TV show and movie reviews. The Let's Play channel, Maso Hendo Plays, where I will start playing new games very soon. And my soccer review channel, Blues and Stripes. You want to hear me talk all about soccer over there. But until next time, I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to y'all later. Peace out.